Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, it feels so nice. We time, you I know how to make me feel right. I can't help how. Got this sweet talk, I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk, you need to say let's convey. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. Why you blushing? Yeah, sweet concussion. Oh, you miss my touching. Good girl. Show me something. Give me more than one thing. I need more than less than I do. Say you're a good guy. Make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, it feels so nice. I can't help how. Got this sweet talk, I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk, you need to say let's convey. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. We've been dancing all night long, right here with you way too long. Don't want nothing here or now, but I'm done waiting, done wasting my time. Got this sweet talk, I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk, you need to say let's convey. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. Sweet talk, sweet
All right. We are here. We are live and we are at the Hub 17. You are watching Let Your Voices Be Heard podcast show. Thank you for tuning in, joining in. And as always, I say, if you can't catch the live, always catch the replay. And we'll have up those links for you to catch up on the replay. But I hope you're watching the live. And I want to go ahead and give a shout out to some small business owners out there located out here in Staten Island. Because that's what we do, you know, we always give the flowers to those small businesses and entrepreneurs out there. So I want to give a shout out today to Igor. Igor, where you at, man? Igor Yakolovit. Oh my God, if I chopped up your name, I'm sorry, but you know I love you, man. Igor, he's with Busy Bees Honey. He has his factory there at 3755C Victory Boulevard. He's a beekeeper, and he does all honey harvested, local raw products, and of course, he has his cannabis as well. So go check him out. He's currently also expanding his business. This man he's amazing what he does, you know, but he does serve the community. So shout out to Igor, Busy Bees Raw Honey. So check them out, and I'll have his link on the post after this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start introducing our guests tonight. And our guests with us, before we do, they're with us for the first time. These are amazing women. And basically, they're womenpreneurs. And, of course, we have a woman of faith. And, of course, you know, we have to represent on that as well. And they're going to be talking about their upcoming event, which is amazing because you can see they have they're representing their TEDx T-shirts today. So, but that's what we're going to be talking about today, because it is a grand thing that is happening, and it's right here on Staten Island. They're going to be doing it at the Hilton Garden Inn, right? Where is Hilton Garden Inn? Oh my goodness, it is
1100 South Avenue.
Down that way, right? Okay, so it's going to be at the Hilton Garden Inn April 19th. But I want to go ahead and introduce these amazing ladies. So we're going to start off with...
Hi, everyone. My name is Shashina Gibbs, and I am one of the volunteers on the TEDx Elm Park team. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is DAMILOLA BANWO Oyalaja, and I am the organizer of the TEDx Park here in Staten Island. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
And hello, everyone. I'm Marianne Kalia. This is my second TEDx Elm Park. I got the pleasure to work with DAMILOLA on the first one, and I'm very happy to be back.
Well, thank you for being here, ladies.
Thank you.
This is going to be amazing, and we're going to have so much of a conversation about what this really is. So, but before we begin talking about TEDx, I wanted to talk a little bit about Shashina, what she does. She has Real Sisters Rising Women Business Association. She's also in financial literacy. Tell us a little bit about what your business is about.
Okay, no problem. Thanks for asking me.
Yes.
Well, I'm the CEO and founder of Real Sisters Rising Women Business Association, and it's a membership association for women who are starting, running, growing their business, who need resources and some education just to get the business going. We talk about business development on the beginning levels. We share tools and resources for those who need help with the back office, automations, and creating systems. And we also assist with resources for partnerships and collaborations to take you to the next level. We love talking about financing and marketing because we need that financial literacy on all levels of money, finance, wealth building, insurance, crypto, all these things that's making up our world today. We need that information. So we partner with other entrepreneurs who have that education and that knowledge, who, you know, they are experts in their field. I don't talk about everything, But I'll reach out to, the people who do, to bring those resources to our membership and also to our communities, online and offline. So we are going to be making 21 years, Real Sisters Rising, this coming May. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. It's
And
been a long time. I
yeah,
know.
yeah, I would have never imagined that. I would say my baby, my other baby is 21 years old. But yeah, thank you for having me here to talk about Real Sisters Rising.
That's right. No problem with that. And Damilola, my sister over here, she's amazing. She has her congregation, which is Believers Arenas International Church. Tell us a little bit about your church and where is it located? And yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I thought we were talking about TEDx.
We
But yes,
are.
we
We are.
Yes. All right. So hi again. I'm Damilola, and I'm a member and an active worker with Believers Arena International Church here in Staten Island, located at 286 Watchung Road, Staten Island, right here, 10314. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe in the power of God. I believe in God's strength and His ability, and that is why I'm able to do all that I do, because God is my strength.
Amen to that. Definitely. And Marianne, your title and what it is, your business. I know that you said you work with TEDx, but is that, go ahead.
So I am a mobile notary. I started about 2 years ago. I worked with the Department of Education for 17 years, and I resigned due to personal reasons with my family. And I decided to start my own business, and it has been amazing because I've met so many people on Staten Island just,
Yeah.
getting out there and people needing my service and just being able to network in person again. It feels good.
Definitely.
So
Yeah. Well, that's why, I asked you ladies, put it in there because you're a business owner and you're also a business owner because, you do run a church and, of course, is yourself. So we want to know what it is that you guys do.
Thank you.
So definitely. All right. So let's talk TEDx, okay?
Yay!
All right. So for the people that are not familiar with TEDx, I did a little homework, and I looked it up myself because, they've been around for a long time, right? Since 84, 87. And I believe the purpose of that is to showcase their speakers for presenting great well-formed ideas, right? That's what they do. And I believe they were founded by Richard Warman and Harry Marks. That's what I found. That's the information I found. But you guys could go ahead and Google that yourself. But I'm just giving you a quick rundown of what that is. It is also considered an American-Canadian nonprofit organization. So that's really great. So they've been around for a long time, and they do great things. I mean, I used to, like fumble through the cable channels sometimes, and I used to come across it, and I was always intrigued about what it was that they do. But now I'm gonna be attending one, so I'm so happy about that. So now, Damilola.
Yes, please.
So give us a little quick detail about what interested you in doing this type of event with TEDx.
Yes. My license name is TEDx MPOC. The MPOC, the TED, of course, as Marcia said, TED is a platform that provides opportunities for voices to be heard when it comes to innovations, when it comes to creativity, when it comes to technology, when it comes to everything that revolves around community growth and development, that fosters a culture of learning and development for human being generally, and even in our community. So having such a vision, TED creates such a platform to hear people bring such ideas and share them to the world. And that was how the TED platform was created. However, the TEDx is now TED given a bit of his vision to individuals in the community to go host such event, and that's how the name TEDx came to be. So TED and the X. The X means individually organized TED events in local communities. Considering it's a global, it's global appraisal.
Right.
It can be everywhere. So now that little bit of vision is now handed over to communities. To license individuals to go into their communities and also bring such vision and mission to life. And that's how the name TEDx MPAC came about. MPAC is a community here on Staten Island.
Okay.
So just pick the random name in your community, and then you get to follow all the due process and get licensed for that. So the drive for me, I've always been a person passionate about learning, about development. I believe that you don't give what you don't have. You can only give what you have.
Right.
And that comes with developing yourself personally, improving on yourself, being a better version of yourself every single time. Be open to learning, to improvement, to personal development. So having such a craving, I would say, because having such a desire to always want to make an impact, to always want to add value. I just came across TED, and I'm like, okay,
good.
I could get licensed. That's good. So let's go through the process. And then, I got licensed. And
that was my next question, actually. How can somebody be able to get involved into something like this, because it is big?
It is.
And there's so many different topics. But I was also reading, basically, that there are certain rules for doing TEDx. And, from what I gather here, it's no commercial agendas, no political agendas or inflammatory rhetoric. This is what I'm reading.
True.
And no religious agendas.
Right.
Or no bad science, whatever that is.
Right. So someone asked, I remember the first edition, and one of the speakers, whilst sharing the guidelines with our speakers, after we had curated the speakers and we're going through the process, getting them ready for the day, I remember one of the speakers said, if I knew TEDx, speaking on a TEDx platform is this rigorous, I would have not accepted to speak, and we all laughed over it. It comes, and that's basically TED's idea of ensuring that whatever we give out there, you're feeding people the right information.
Right.
You're ensuring that whatever you put out there is valid. And that authenticates the brand. It authenticates the platform. You don't want to be in a place where they quote bad science. You don't want to hear that.
Right.
So there are those guidelines set in there to ensure that things are properly done and things are rightly done. And I'm all for it. Read all the rules and follow the rules and get the job done.
Yes, definitely. And I also heard that. I read that. You only have 18 minutes.
Yes, you have about 17 minutes.
Oh my God!
7. So you see how people. I was talking to one of our. For this second edition, I was talking to one of our speakers. I told him, I said, I know it's a lot of work to compress your experience, to compress your knowledge into 17 minutes talk. But I believe that you have received this, a call to bring value to people, to bring learning to people, because you can do it.
Right.
So I want you to speak from your heart. I want you to you are informed in this place. This is your idea you want to share with the world.
Right.
So say it from your heart. Let it come from that place of knowledge and that place of passion, and you realize that you can actually bring it to pass. So yes, it is 17 minutes, and then it is a bit tricky because we have to keep compressing, and then we have to research and look through past TED Talks, but working with the speakers, I've always been blessed with fantastic speakers who are ready to do the work, and I'm always glad that's why we are very thorough with our choice of speakers. We want to go for people who know what they really are saying. We don't just give the platform to anyone, because that's not the TED idea. We don't. It's giving it to people who really have that idea to share with the world. That idea that is what's spreading, and they really can share it well, and they get to have their audience leave that day learning something, or haven't learned something, haven't gotten better at something, haven't received a valid information. That's the
Definitely.
goal. So bringing it onto Staten Island was because TEDx and Park is not actually the first on Staten Island. Initially, I thought it was the first, but it wasn't the first. I realized that someone had done it about 10 years ago. And then I realized that there is a high school that had done it about 7 years ago, but after then, I haven't heard about it again. So being on Staten Island, and I'm like, okay, we need something that keeps Staten Island bubbling. We need something that brings the community together to learn, that foster that culture of learning, development, and community cohesion. So I'm like, okay. And that was how TEDx and Park came to be.
That's awesome. Definitely, that's great. It's just a shame that it's only 17 minutes, because but why is that only that short time of frame of time?
We may have to ask Ted when we see.
Oh my goodness!
But then again,
it might be because speakers can speak.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You want to give time, and they probably, just me being someone who had planned events, is that you have a certain amount of time for your event, right? And with all the rules and regulations with putting together a TEDx talk, there's time frame. So when they probably had their first one,
Right.
They probably came up with these rules, because that's how we create rules,
Right.
and change things. Like, okay, we did this worked, this didn't work, and they create a brand. So now if you know that you're going to do a TEDx talk, everybody across the board got to do exactly the same thing.
Right.
and it's not a platform for just one speaker. You don't organize a TED talk or a TEDx talk, pardon me, and it's just one speaker. And TEDx expects us to touch. So when you're curating your topics as well, you're encouraged to touch a plethora of fields. You want to talk about different aspects of human development. You want to talk about education. You want to talk about life. You want to talk about healing. You want to talk about mental well-being. You want to talk about business. Different levels. However, again, I personally think that 16, 17 minutes of talk is not too much. It's not too small when you know what you want to say, or when you have that idea you really want to convey. It's just as though you're given
what you're going to be saying.
Just as though
words.
you're given an opportunity to pitch something to a potential investor. You don't want to spend 1 hour; he's going to get bored. You want to go straight to the point, and you want to make that impression known quickly.
Yes.
Yes. I think for what it's worth, I think it birth public speakers, confident public speakers. It birth intelligent, and of course everyone is intelligent in their rights, but it also births an ability to be able to communicate, something impactful with the shortest number of minutes amount of minutes that you have. You're able to lead someone to learning, lead someone to growth, lead someone in the path of development because of that few minutes that you have.
Definitely.
It removes the fluff.
The fluff.
Yeah, because you got to get straight to the point, get straight to the facts.
Well, you have to have also the type of audience that is going to levitate to that, right? How are you feeling like the type of audience that you're going to be able to have there?
So we can't determine the type of audience that will register. However, again, because of the peculiarity of what the brand stands for or what the event stands for, people have heard about TED Talks, people have heard about TEDx Talks in communities.
What is the difference? Can you tell me a little bit of difference of that, between the TEDx and TED?
Okay, so TED is a family name. And in colloquial terms now, in simple terms, TED is like a family name. TEDx is now a branch of, like, a child of TED.
Right.
Meaning that this is TED, the platform. Now, I cannot go everywhere. I would now send my own children and to do
and
that
spread it
and
around.
spread it around. So that's why there is that X and in lowercase on it. The X means that the X basically stands for independently. So you are licensed independently. So everything about fundraising, the organizer gets to work on that. building your team, producing such an, so more or less you're an organizer and you're a producer of an event.
Right,
You know,
right.
just the way we are here, there is a producer to this. So you're the producer, you touch on all aspects to make it
Right.
successful.
Yes.
You know,
That's what I
event.
wanted to
Right,
emphasize
right,
Yeah,
right.
again.
It's
for the-
TED is the company. They do their events.
Right.
Anything outside of their event using their brand is TEDx.
Yes.
So they giving community organizers, independent licensees, a chance to create these platforms in their communities.
Right.
But when you know it's the X, you know it's not there. It's not the TED Talk.
Right.
You know it's someone who has a license to do it.
Right. So the person is now bringing a TED-like event. So it's as though you would go to a TED Talk, but I'm now bringing that TED Talk. We're now reproducing it at local communities.
Right.
So
That's what we wanted to emphasize and make sure people
yeah,
understand.
and that's so when we talk about TEDx, you don't usually just say, oh, TEDx alone, especially when you're an organizer. You'd say TEDx and your brand name, which is
Right.
the MPAC. So
Right.
TEDx MPAC is what we stand for. However, all licenses are given under the TED platform, under the TED brand.
Talking about licenses, if somebody could just give me a quick, brief description or just anything, a little bit of detail.
So
on
I
how
plan
people-
to. So on that note, so I plan to roll this out after this edition, where I want to. I was discussing this with the team, a couple of the team members, where I've had people say, "Oh, how do we host a TED event,
Right.
a TEDx event? How do we get licensed?" Okay, so that's something I would go into immediately after we have our TEDx. I'm going
Okay.
to open up a platform where I would just work with a couple of people. It's going to be a closed group
Okay.
of people who want to have idea of how to get a license to host this. The more the merrier, because we are building a community that loves to learn, a community that is educated, a community that is well informed, a community that prioritizes growth,
Right.
development, involvement
Right.
together. So
Right.
the more the merrier. I'm always happy to do that. So
That's
that
awesome.
is something I'm looking towards once we're done with this TED, because there's a lot planning TEDx and Park
Yes.
second edition. But when we're done, that's something I want to go into quick.
Yes, definitely. I think of course we should do that. So I want to talk a little bit about. Somebody could give me a little bit of insight on the speakers that you guys are going to be having at the event, right? Now I know there's a couple of topics. There's this.
It's rich.
Let me see.
I like the fact that it's not the topics is not based off one category.
Right. So I was looking
It's
at that.
various categories, so it's going to be something for everybody.
Right.
Let me put my
That's
glasses
the goal.
on.
That's the essence.
That's what's great about it.
Yeah,
It all
that's-
ties in together somehow. All
Right.
the
There's something for
speakers
somebody.
Right. We'll tie in
It's
together.
a little bit of something for everybody, right?
Right.
Which is great because it's not only just on one
One category.
right. So what I have here, let's see, some of them are going to be talking about passion to profit, right? Mentorship and coaching. What is grief? Should I be giving it all the way up? Social, emotional.
I know them by heart, so don't worry.
Well, of course, you're organizing the thing. You should know it, right? Social, emotional learning in schools today, grooming a whole child. That's really important. These are really good topics. And understanding human behavior as a factor for fostering healthy relationships, shaping life through healthy habits, healthy and wellness, which I think these are all great topics. So can you tell us one or two of the speakers that are going to be attending this event?
So, all across all our social media platforms, we have all the flyers. In fact, our flyers have even gotten to where our legs have not gotten to, which is why we're grateful for social media today. We go to events as a team. Some team members join me or I join them, and they're like, "Oh, yes, we saw it on social media." I'm like, "Okay, so there's no need to say anything anymore. Just go buy your ticket and meet us right there live and direct." So all our speakers are out there on social media. However, there is a twist to this year's edition, which is a beautiful thing,
Right.
and which is what I'm looking forward to, how it's all going to fit in together. For the first edition, we had just the TED Talk, it was just the TED Talk. All the speed was a wonderful one, by the way, the first one. It was our first one of the first of TEDx Park, and it was just a talk, all the speakers, and lovely time. However, this year we are going to be having a post TEDx talk event immediately after the talk. That will be separated from the talk by a lunch break. And then for the post TEDx talk event, that's where we have all our speakers and a few of community leaders as panelists join us for that. And then community members can ask questions. They can engage, the speakers. They can clarify doubts. They can seek clarity. However, so that's the twist to this year's edition.
Right.
So we're not just having just the TED Talk. We have the TED Talk, and then we have a post-TED, a post-event where we have more of engagement. The goal is to ensure that whilst people are learning, it is fun. It is engaging. It creates that atmosphere of relaxation. It's just a nice place to come end your week. Is on a Friday. I'm particular about the choice of day too. Wanted it a Friday, the last day of the week. For those who work Monday to Friday, I'm sorry for those who work on Saturday.
Now, who chooses these topics? Like who?
I do.
Oh, you do.
I do,
Okay.
and that's part of when you're getting your license. You give them topic ideas.
Okay.
And then they approve. TED would approve your topics. So of course, not all they approve, and then they expect you to expand more. So it wasn't like I gave them all 7 initially, but over time, the topics one of the reasons they want to have topic ideas basically is just to see what exactly you want to be talking about. Just like you said, when you research, they don't want anything that is politically divisive.
Right.
They don't want anything any impression that that divides. Rather, topics that bring people together, topics that lead people towards being educated and being learned in different fields or different.
But that was my next question, actually,
Right.
because what would you expect for the people to learn and to take away from this event?
So, based off of the topics we have, the passion to profit talks about it definitely leads to the entrepreneurs, whether the growing ones, whether the young professionals, or whether anybody in the community who's just passionate about starting a business or who has a business, or you just want to know how do people convert their passion to profit, something like that.
Right.
And then in education, we have social emotional learning, raising a whole child. Every time we have TEDx Impact, there will always be a topic in education.
Yes.
That I cannot. There is nothing we will do about that. We'll always bring something in education because I'm a mother.
Yes.
And I know we will always have topics in education. And education, we will, as much as we keep having kids in junior school, in elementary school, we need to keep putting information out to help educators, to help professionals support students, and ensure that our children indeed are tended in the right direction. So when we host TEDx Park, last edition we had a topic in education as well. It was something on I can't remember, but I know it was Tanisha Smith Frank who took that topic. And she did justice to it. You can go on YouTube and search out TEDx Park, and you'll see the talks from the previous speakers from the previous edition. So this year as well, we have in education, we have in mental health. Grief and towards healing was brought in because, of course, we know we just left a pandemic, global pandemic behind us.
Yeah.
And things happened to a lot of people. People went through
a lot.
Such a difficult time.
Yeah.
And not just that, even I went through a couple of difficult times. Thank God for God.
Yes.
But when people grieve, that's something we don't really talk about. How do you grieve and heal? How do you grieve towards healing? Because grief is a human response. Everyone at some point will be there. You lose a loved one, you lose an animal that you're very, very attached to.
It's a mental thing. It's a physical thing.
So it's a response that we all will have at some point. But how do I grieve out of it and not get stuck in there? How do we grieve? So that was what drove that topic, what intimated that topic. It was something that I felt this is something we want to talk about.
Yeah.
We're a community, though, and we want to talk about something like this. You
Well,
know,
opening up that platform is definitely, probably very much needed for a lot of people, because a lot of people, they grieve differently, right? They take things personally on how, whatever the case may be, whether it's a loss, whether it's a change of job or loss of job,
Right.
that because that's also a grieving, because now it's like how you're able to support yourself and be able to continue. So there's a lot of different levels, I believe,
Right.
in how what grief means to you.
to you, right?
So definitely, I would say, that is a topic and a platform that
right,
is
right.
probably somebody that needs to hear that.
Right, right.
So when
right.
you do these types of things, because I know a couple of life coaches as well, and the things that they have spoken about and the different situations that they counsel with other people, and as far as grief is concerned, it's a lot, because it's
Right.
really, it starts with your mental, right? And then your physical, your heart, your emotional, your spiritual, and especially, people around you, or if you have any people around you. And some people are alone. They don't even, know where to go, where to turn.
Right.
So when you have these types of things, definitely is very beneficial.
Right.
That's
right,
what I was
right.
gonna-
And
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up, that
Yeah.
between the panel and the speakers and just advertising it and putting it out there, showing there is a support in the community. There is a support for somebody to go to. You don't have to feel alone.
Right.
right.
So it definitely helps seeing that, because we are such a small island.
It
And,
is.
and like you said, we were talking about earlier how, you never know who you know on the
Everybody
island.
knows
and-
everyone.
Right. And just going and just having this and having the panelists and, the speakers, it's amazing, because then people could say, oh, I remember this person, or they
Right.
have this type of business, or they have this type of service they offer, or this group. So it's always something, or just meeting somebody who is in the same situation, maybe sitting next to you.
Definitely. I always say, I'm usually bad with names, right? But I'm always going to remember your face and how you made me feel.
Right.
Right.
And I think on how people treat each other and respect each other, because I think that there's a loss of that
Yeah,
in the world, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I really truly believe that if we was to relearn how to be kinder and respectful and mindful of other people, maybe we could be able to create a little bit of a better world,
Right.
and that's my feeling about that.
Absolutely.
But
and,
yeah, go
okay.
ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention another topic, because I know we were all on that earlier. That's on mentorship. Two speakers will be talking on that theme. The mentorship.
How many total speakers will you be having?
So we will be having a total of 7 speakers for the
Okay.
talk, for the TEDx Impact talk.
Yes.
Talks. However, the post TEDx is all speakers and 3 other community members will be joining that. And that's for the post TEDx event, where we have the panel discussion,
Right.
where we get to talk more and engage one another,
Right.
and be there. So on that, we would have it in 2 different segments. We'll have it one around the mental health, and when we have one around businesses, we'll put it up into 2 categories for the panel, for the
Right.
first 5, and then the next 5. So we have 10 speakers, but altogether for the panel discussion, post TEDx panel discussion, that'll be 10 altogether.
Good. Okay.
So for the mentorship, again, that's another thing that we realize that a lot of people, we need to keep putting out information on the power of
Right.
mentorship, how that we, just like Marion said earlier, Staten Island is just we,
little
and
donut hole.
and we know and we know one another. But the goal for that topic was to drive the thought towards mentorship as a 21st century wings to ride on.
Yes.
That's something that a lot of people do not understand, But I'd leave that to the speakers to do justice to that topic on the day of the talk.
Definitely.
So maybe Shashina or Marion could talk about how we've been planning, what we've been doing.
Well, this is my next question to you. I know that you guys are offering sponsorship as well. doing a little, the swag bags. I believe you're doing that. We wanted to talk a little bit about it because it is part of that.
I think I'll take that. I think I'll take that first. So, TEDx Park, or the TEDx platform, basically is volunteer driven, completely volunteer, on a volunteer basis. We all are expert professionals. We all are individuals with our personal lives, going on with different things in our lives, but we have made a commitment to bring this kind of event to our local community, and we are invested in it. And, believe you me, I am always grateful. This is the second edition, and for the first edition, I had wonderful organizing team, very wonderful,
Yes.
individuals who came on board with me to make it a huge success. I remember after that first edition, we finished and we all sat there, like, oh yeah, and we're just like, oh yes, we are done. It was a success. So it was such a beautiful one. So this second one again, we've been blessed again with wonderful organizing team members who signed up to be on the team to bring TEDx Park to life, and they all are investing their time, their expertise, their knowledge, their professionalism to ensuring that it is working, So being the fact that it is completely volunteer, driven on a volunteer basis, we are out there in the community seeking sponsorship. We go all out there to make to get sponsorship, to get community participation and involvement in this event, and also another way of creating awareness about the TEDx Park on Staten Island to bring this community together, keep bringing us all together. So whilst we create such sponsorship packages, it's just a way to have people know more about who we are,
engage,
what we do, why the TEDx platform is there, and also be a part of this thing happening in the community.
Which is a great thing.
Right.
Because
so we try to keep it as people understanding that you are volunteering just like us, regardless of whatever you're volunteering. All the souvenirs that we bring on on the day, all the things we do, it's because you joined us to bring this to life.
Well, I think it's a great thing to doing that, and it also expands for everyone else that's attending, and just give it a chance for everybody to be able to
be a part of
that. Exactly.
And we have a couple of different opportunities for someone to be a sponsor, and they have the opportunity to get in front of the audience that's coming, that's attending, from the attendees to the speakers to the VIP to some of the politicians and leaders in the community that's coming. So it's the swag bags.
Oh, put your mic up a little bit.
It's the swag bags.
They can just always go to our website.
We're trying to get them there. We're trying to get them there. They're not going to just go. We gotta drive that traffic.
Okay.
Yes,
we gotta get them interested.
Yes.
So we have. You can get program. You can get sponsor and add in the program. We have different sizes, different price range from $50 to $500. Then we also have, if you want your product, business card, or flyer inside the swag bags, we're going to have up to 150 swag bags. We're going to have a certain amount just for the VIP speakers and honorary leaders that attend. Then we have very limited amount of resource tables. So if you have a business that you can provide information you can't sell and you're interested in that, you can also reach out for that. So those are the different areas of the different categories of sponsorship someone can participate in to get in front of the audience that's coming to the TEDx Park. And you could go to the website, because nobody's mentioned the website. It's TEDxElmpark.com.
But that was my next question.
So you could go
thank you.
Reach out to someone about the sponsorship.
So so again, just like Shashina said, all more information about how to be a part of this, you can always get that on the website. But more importantly,
well, all of the links will be listed on this live and on the YouTube channel. That's what we do.
But we try to keep the emphasis on the fact that this is a volunteer based, and in no way does the TEDx platform allow organizers to monetize the TEDx brand, or the TED TED platform. Hence the reason we bring sponsors on, with an understanding that you are coming to volunteer just like us.
Right.
You're bringing your services, you're bringing your impact, you're bringing whatever you want to give towards this event because you have a heart to volunteer and to help the community grow.
Right.
We lay such emphasis down. Also, so for what it's worth, we are so far, we're out there, we're still out there, and we know that things
Right.
have already fallen into place. Yeah, right.
Well, that's awesome, and I'm glad you guys are doing this. Talk us a little bit about your first TEDx. Very quickly, because we're running a little bit out of time.
On the day I was 7 months pregnant when we had that first. And my 7 months pregnancy was not a pregnancy where you can wear a big shirt on it and it covers it. My 7 months pregnancy was that pregnancy where you will be wobbling around, yourself and your big tummy. So that was how I was. But then I am grateful to God for strength. People ask me, why are you excited? Okay, so just before we started, Shashina was asking me, Demi, are you okay? It's so unusual of you to be quiet. I'm like, okay, I'm just tired. I've had a long Sunday, because I'm that energetic, bubbly person. So God has just blessed me with such strength, and whatever I put my heart to, I go with it with all of me, my passion, my drive, my enthusiasm. Sometimes it may look too much. I can't help it. I'm just passionate. When I'm passionate about something, I give it my complete. Right. So for the first edition, it was at that period of I was pregnant, but again, Marion was on the first. And I remember those days, Marion would call me, Dami, so what's the plan today? Oh, okay, I'll stop by at your place. She was not as busy as she was now,
What year was
I'm not
that?
putting you on the spot. I love you. But that was in 2022.
2022.
So, we would drive around,
It was a lot of learning. We learned a lot.
Yes,
we did. And we remembered connections, and we were like, do you remember we went there and we remember this? This guy said to come back, and we follow up.
Right.
Awesome.
But again, blessed with wonderful team members. Team members would call, oh, Dami, what are we doing today? Are we going this way? Oh, okay, I went this place. And then, so we have a group where we converge and we share, all of this. So the first edition was a lot of learning, just like Marion said. It was my first edition on Staten Island. And as a matter of fact, I had not even been on I'd not attended a physical TEDx event, I'd only watched them online. So hosting one was a new terrain for me. It was a lot of research, a lot of learning, a lot of connecting with other people, reaching out, and it was, and that's why, going the route of wanting to help people who want to get their license and be able to host it in their local community. I'm all out for that, and I'm putting that out as well. So it was a lot of learning, but then again, it was successful. It was successful. When we look through those pictures from the first edition, we're like, okay, second edition is coming bigger. And yes, when I mean bigger. Just this last week, we got the TED itself. I think they're moving offices.
Right.
They're moving from one office to the other. So we'll be getting the big TED wooden stand from TED. TED is giving that out.
Yeah.
So we're picking it up from their head office. They have an head office, we are grateful that TEDx Park is getting something from TED. It's straight from the top there. We are getting them give us something. And that's a beautiful one. Watch out for lots of pictures. We're going to be having a photo booth on that day. Lots of
That's
pictures.
awesome. That is great, definitely. Well, seems to be that it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of information, a lot of networking, which is what it is basically, and it's going to be great. And, and again, when is it? April
19th, Friday, April 19th, 2024, at the Hiltons. However,
yes,
tickets.
Tell us
tickets, 11 to 4, but tickets, it's only strictly with your tickets.
Okay, so
because again, that's pardon me, that's to emphasize the fact that we have a restricted number of attendees.
Right.
the standard license, which is what I have, only permits 100
I see.
attendees. Of course, excluding the organizing team and the
Right.
likes. But so we ensure. So we will be at the door, clearing people,
Right, right.
looking through tickets to
Right.
get people in, because we want to be sure that everyone who is registered should have a seat in there.
Definitely. I know I got my
Right.
ticket, so I'm
No,
ready
I know
to
you
go.
did. I know you
Definitely.
did.
Marcy's in the building.
Yes, I'm there. Definitely, I'm there.
And for the first edition, we had the chief of staff of Assemblyman Michael Cusick. He was present. We had
Yes.
some sponsorships from some support from their office for the first edition. We are
That's
looking
awesome.
forward to more support, from
Yes.
other stakeholders in the community towards the second edition. We are pressing buttons. We are praying.
Yes.
But again, we need all the support, all the funding that we can get towards this event. We're
Right.
all out there. And not just TEDx Park. We want to be able to do much more. The TED platform gives much more opportunities for learning and growth,
Right.
However, it all depends on being able to seek funding for this event to happen.
Definitely.
So we are all out there. Feel free to reach us. Yes.
Well, give us a website. Give us a link.
www.tedxpark.com.
Awesome.
Or search us out on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, tedxpark.com.
There you go, guys. You got that info. But we're going to be posting that up as well when we are able, once this is over. So once we post that up, I'll be able to put in all of the information and all these wonderful ladies' information as well. So if we still have a little bit of space left, people could still come in, or at least if you want to go ahead and attend the next one, when is the next one?
Okay, let's be done with this first.
I wanted to push it a little bit.
Let's meet here first. There will be a next.
Yes.
There will be a next
Yes.
one, because it's as much as I keep telling myself, it's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
But when the time we're done, we want to have another one. So yes, we hope to have a third edition. However, this is the second edition. It's still cooking, so we need you to join us.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
join us for
The
this.
more you join, the more people come, the more support we get. It become an annual thing, so it's like something that you're going to be looking for to
Forward
happen,
to.
because you're going to look for your community leaders, your community experts to get on that stage. And what it does for those people who get on that stage, it adds more credibility
Right.
to their individual expertise.
Right.
So like when someone has all the letters behind their name with the for whatever colleges and degrees they went to,
Right.
having TEDx saying I was a TEDx speaker at Elm Park, TEDx Elm Park, or TEDx anything, or TED anything, it's like saying, I spoke on a Tony Robbins stage.
Right.
Right? So it adds to your credibility. Speakers look to add logos to their portfolio.
Right.
And that TEDx brand, that TED brand elevates that for our speakers. So the more people from your community get on those stages, you are helping them level up their credibility.
Right.
And at the same time, you are learning. We're growing together as a community. We're making impacts together,
Yes.
We're making impacts together. We all are building credibility in one way, fashion, or the other,
Right.
Oh, I was at a TEDx event on Staten Island called TEDx Park.
Right.
And it was, from the first edition, remember when we had, we sent out the emails for feedback, and, it came back positive. People enjoyed it. It was a good enough motivation to go for the second edition,
Yeah.
because people had such a wonderful time of learning, networking, at the event. So yes, it's just like Shoshana said, it brings credibility to public speakers who
Right.
who join us, and not just the speakers as well, even just for yourself, it brings some level of fulfillment, some level of growth, knowing
Right.
that you were part of such an event and you were physically present
Right.
at such an event.
Definitely.
A lot of people don't speak. Going through this process, being a volunteer and speaking to people, I'm learning a lot of people don't know about the TED brand.
Right.
Right? It was shocking to me because some of our celebrities that you dance to, some of the doctors that you
Right.
watch on TV that's working in these hospitals, they did TED Talks.
Right.
Lizzo did a TED Talk.
Right.
Dr. Oz did a TED Talk.
Yes.
A lot of educational institutions use
Right.
TED Talks in their learning curriculums.
Right.
So when someone says they haven't heard about a TED Talk or TEDx, I'm shocked.
Right. Same here.
Especially they've been around for so long,
Same here.
right? Because
Yeah,
they've been around for a long time.
Because I was thinking before when I first heard about it, it was a business platform.
Right.
But when I started looking into it and watching talks, I'm learning it's not about just for business professionals.
Right.
The medical professionals.
Oh, yeah.
The
Technology.
actors and actresses have done TED Talks. Rappers have done TED Talks. So
Right.
many people have
Right.
done TED Talks. Scientists. So search whatever industry you're in, whoever's listening to this, think about what industry you in, who are the leaders that you're following
Right.
and admiring. See if they did a TED Talk. Most likely they have.
Right.
Right.
So it's more than just this community event. It's a
Right.
bigger brand that we bring into this community,
Right.
so that way our community is not missing out on that greatness.
Right.
Definitely.
I like that.
Well,
Thank
that's
you.
why we're here today, so
Right,
people could know
right.
more about it.
Right. People say Staten Island is a forgotten borough. I said no. When anybody any
Such
at
a
some
stigma
point
on
when
that.
I know, right? when I have the opportunity to send out information about this event to people, I always ended there, that we are
Right.
not a forgotten borough. We hear that.
That's right.
We're not a forgotten borough.
That's
we are
right.
an enlightened, a progressive borough. And that's what the TEDx MPOC stands for. It brings such enlightenment. It brings
Right.
such progression to us. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we want to keep that phase. We have experts on Staten Island. We have innovators on Staten Island. We have creativity on Staten Island. We have experts on Staten Island. We have professionals on Staten
We
Island.
have a lot of Staten Island, but I really feel that
Right.
it's also how it's represented in a lot of people.
Right,
Right?
And that's why the TEDx MPOC is there. We're here
Right.
to represent Staten Island well. We're here to bring out the greatness that we have from home. We bring it from home. You know, people ask me, oh, really? There's a TEDx talk on Staten Island? I say, yes, that is what TEDx
Right.
MPOC is here for.
Yes.
You know, so we bring that greatness out of our bureau. We showcase it to the world, and we let people see that here on Staten Island, learning is happening, creativity is best,
Always.
new innovations are best,
Yes.
ideas that are worth spreading to the world are coming also from Staten Island.
Definitely. That's why we got to rep your borough.
Yes, I'm repping it well.
We got to rep the borough,
You
Staten Island.
And I am sort of new to Staten Island. I've been here a little longer now, right? So Marcy is one of the first people I met here. So coming here and it's like I was like, oh, I didn't know we had that much of Staten Island. Somebody said it's 4 beaches. I said, where? I didn't
true.
know.
Yeah.
But then as time is going, I'm seeing that how people say the forgotten borough, because people don't know all the things that's going on here.
Right here, right.
Yeah.
And it's a lot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's about representation.
Right.
Because we need people like you and you and you and me to be able to promote that more. Anywhere I go.
But you got to get it. We got to spread the word outside of Staten Island so they
Yes.
can understand what's happening on Staten Island.
Definitely.
So
that's
people like, so on Staten Island, getting the word out, it's kind of easy because I said before, it's like I see the same faces all the time. But
Right.
what it is, it's a community, a
Yes.
close-knit community,
yeah.
right? But in order to let people know what's going on here, we got to get outside and let people know what's going on inside.
Right. Outside.
So they can be shocked like I was.
Well, anybody that knows, I'm originally born and raised in Brooklyn. But I have been here for the past 10 years. And I didn't know anything about Staten Island. And I was like, okay, so what do I do now? So, but luckily I was able to, find places like here at the hub, that was able to embrace me and be able to put my art out, and a place like this. And that's how I was able to start meeting different people. Because, you can move somewhere, but you got to know your environment, where you at, where you going, who's the people.
Right.
You got to get yourself familiarized with a new place, and I think that's anywhere where you move,
Right, right.
So definitely, I was a little weary about, where do I go, who do I meet, But if you don't take that first initiative step and get get out your house. We
Right.
outside.
Get out of your comfort.
Well, I met you and her the same way
Yeah,
on Facebook
on Facebook.
because I reached out to you because
Yes.
you was having an event.
Yes.
I reached out to her because she was looking for volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I'm not a outgoing person, but I'll go out.
Yeah.
Right. So I look for opportunities. Like I'll go
Right.
online and look for upcoming events in my area,
Right.
upcoming events on this certain topic, because I don't want to stay only going
Right.
to events that I'm involved in. I want to branch out.
Right.
So I look for these opportunities online. And then I think about when I'm having events
Right.
that people thinking like I am, I'm going to look for an event that's near this area or near
Right.
that area
Right.
Right.
on these topics. And that's how I find the things that I'm looking for. Next thing you know, I'm going to another event and another event because when I
Right.
go to these events, I make connections.
Right.
Exactly. It's so important to do that because, and that's why, I like to be able to create these type of networking events, and you meet different people, and you may need somebody. You may need a web developer,
And you're great at it.
Thank
You're great
you,
at the
Shashina.
networking.
Thank
I
you.
got to tell you
Yes.
that.
I appreciate you for
Yes.
that, definitely, But that's how you meet people, you never know. So, we always got to keep it going. Anytime I do anything outside of Staten Island, I'm always representing Staten Island because, you know what, this is my hometown now, and this is where I live, and this is where I was able to, to really, even to think about it, like, I'm doing things here that I would never have thought that I would do in Brooklyn,
Right.
And it's like you said, it's how you are able to network and how you're able to meet different types of people. And, you keep them in your circle, Either your circle is big or your circle is small. Sometimes my circle is small, but you know what? The people that are in it are priceless. So that's how I like to keep that, So anybody can make a friend, but it's how you keep that friend, So definitely,
True.
So, ladies, this has been amazing, and I appreciate you guys showing up and coming here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and it's amazing. I can't wait for the day, and maybe, hopefully next year, I'll be able to join the panel on there.
Yes.
I'll be working on my 17-minute spiel,
So look, she wants to be a speaker, not a panelist. That's two different things. So we got to put you on the list.
Yes, put me on the list. I'm down for it. So it's all amazing. So, ladies, any last words before we wrap it up?
No, thank you for having us. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, same here, my love. Same here. And you ladies are amazing. Thank you so much. So you already know, guys, we're going to be having the links to the TEDx talk and the website. If you're interested in doing any sponsorship with that as well, you could reach out to one of these ladies, and they'll be able to give you all of the information that you would need. So thank you, everyone that was watching. And say if you couldn't catch the live, you catch the replay. We're going to have our YouTube channel also up, so you could watch the rest of this interview. It's amazing. And let them know where they can reach you.
Or you can find me on any social media platform under Shashina Gibbs, and that's SHACHENAGIBBS, or at Real Sisters Rising on any social media, RealSistersRising.
We're gonna have that. We're gonna have that link for you guys.
So yeah, I'm all over internet, Facebook, Instagram,
Yes,
TikTok. What else? All of them.
all of them. She's on there. DAMILOLA.
Oh yes, I'm on Facebook as DAMILOLA BANWO YALAJA, and on social media, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I think that's about the three that I'm active on. But you can always reach out to DAMILOLA BANWO YALAJA, or you reach out to the TEDx Park platform on all social media handles, and that I'll definitely get on it at some point. Yeah, I will have a team member on it or myself. We are active on our pages. You get a response from us within the next couple of minutes to hours if you reached out. So as Damilola BANWO Oyalaja. I know my name is a little
Well, if you
bit.
can't find her, find me.
Yes, if you can find me, find those wonderful ladies, and they will get across to me. But again, it was wonderful having us here.
Yes,
Nancy. Thank you very
definitely.
much.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. And I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that you don't have did you have?
I have a personal social media. I'm building it slowly, but I do have a website. It's mariansmobilenotary.com.
Okay, awesome. So all of the links that these ladies mentioned will be up on the page. And again, this has been amazing. And you guys also sign up on our YouTube channel. We are on Facebook and Instagram and on TikTok as well. All of these social media pages. So thank you so much for watching us and talking about TEDx Talk. And until the next time, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right.